What's up, everybody? It's Max Digital here, and in this video we're going to compare the specs of the OnePlus 9 and the Apple iPhone 12 and see what the difference are, see which one's better. Let's take a look. So for the price range, both of these are very comparable. The OnePlus 9 is around $700, a little bit north of that, and the iPhone 12 is around $800. So we got the $700 to $800 price range, and obviously if you get these phones used, you will pay less. But in overall terms, these are in the same price range, right around there. Both of these phones are pretty much the go-to model for the OnePlus 9 series and the iPhone 12 series on the respective companies. Both of these phones both have 5G, so that's one of the main selling points of these devices. From what I've been hearing, it's that the OnePlus 9 in the US, it's not going to work with 5G. That's as of today, from what I've been hearing. It might be changing in the future, but the iPhone 12 will work pretty much with any carrier all over the world. The overall size is the bigger phone is going to be the OnePlus. For the weight, the OnePlus is also heftier than the iPhone 12. It comes in at around 6.4 ounces, and the iPhone 12 at 5.78 ounces. So these devices aren't too heavy overall. For the build quality, the OnePlus 9 has a glass front, glass back, and a plastic frame. The iPhone 12 has a glass front, glass back, and an aluminum frame. So both of these will feel pretty good, except that I'm going to have to give it to the iPhone 12 because instead of the plastic frame, it has the aluminum frame. But both of these will feel pretty good in the hand regardless. Both of these devices are dual SIM capable, except that the US models for the OnePlus 9 will not be dual SIM, it will be single SIM only, while the iPhone 12, that one has a regular SIM card slot and an eSIM, so you could pop in the SIM card in and out, and also have eSIM, so you could, if you're traveling, you could have a different data plan or phone number. Except that in China, you get the physical dual SIMs for the iPhone 12. For dust and water resistance, the OnePlus 9 does not have any rating, any official rating. The iPhone 12 does have IP68 dust and water resistance, so you can dunk it and submerge it in water for 6 meters up to 30 minutes. For the display, the OnePlus 9 has a 6.5-inch display, while the iPhone 12 has a 6.1-inch display, so you get a bigger display on the OnePlus 9. The OnePlus 9 has the Fluid AMOLED display, 120 Hz, while the iPhone 12 has that Super Retina display, and it has the 625 nits of brightness with the 1100 nits of brightness on the OnePlus 9. It doesn't have that high refresh rate like the OnePlus 9 either on the iPhone 12. For the resolution, the OnePlus 9 has a 1080 by 2400 pixels. The iPhone 12 has 1170 by 2532 pixels. PPI on the OnePlus 9 is 402. PPI on the iPhone 12 is 460. Both of these phone screens are going to be beautiful, so we're going to have to give it a slight edge for the overall brightness and quality on the iPhone 12, just barely. But that 120 Hz is really nice, very smooth on the OnePlus 9. For the software, the OnePlus 9 has Android 11 with the stock, close to stock Oxygen OS on top, while iPhone is rocking iOS 14. Both of these operating systems will support the major apps. There shouldn't be any problems running them, especially with the processors that these phones have. OnePlus 9 has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888. It's a best-in-class for Android, and Apple A14 Bionic best-in-class for the iPhone. For the internal storage, the advantage goes to the OnePlus 9, starting off at 128 gigs. And the iPhone 12 starts off at 64 gigs, although you could step it up on the storage for both of these devices, but obviously you will pay more. There is no expandable storage for either of these devices. And for the RAM, the OnePlus 9 starts off at 8 gigs of RAM, which is pretty good for Android, and 4 gigs of RAM for the iPhone 12, which is also good because iOS is very efficient with RAM. So both of these phones should not have any problems running apps in the background or crashing or closing apps with the amount of RAM paired with the processors. You should have a very pleasant experience with the performance on these devices. So for the camera setup, the OnePlus 9 on the back has a 48 megapixel main camera, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. And it's running the Hasselblad branding on top, so that's getting that a little bit of that technology from that camera brand, which is really hyped up by OnePlus. The iPhone 12 has a double camera on the back, 12 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide. Honestly, both of these cameras are going to be very good, except I'm going to have to give the edge to the iPhone because it is a very reliable camera in the iPhone. For the past decade, it's been very reliable. On the other hand, OnePlus has not been very good with its cameras, even though they're trying really hard to push that Hasselblad branding and technology on this phone. And overall reviews do not really agree that this is a great camera. But for the average person, outside and good lighting, and for a quick snap of a picture or video, you should be okay and happy, but you're not going to be impressed by the OnePlus 9. On the other hand, for video, you get 8K on the OnePlus 9 and you get 4K on the iPhone 12. I think 8K is a little bit overrated. I don't think a lot of people are taking advantage of that, especially since 1 minute of 8K will take up like 1 gig of storage, so you want to be careful. The selfie camera on the OnePlus 9 is 16 megapixels. iPhone 12 has a 12 megapixel camera for the selfie. You can only shoot 1080p on the OnePlus 9, but you could shoot 4K on the selfie on the iPhone 12. So the advantage for the iPhone 12 for the selfie camera. Both have stereo speakers, and neither of these devices have a headphone jack. The OnePlus 9 has Bluetooth 5.2 and the iPhone has 5.0 Bluetooth. Both of these versions of Bluetooth will be fine connecting to your wearables, such as your smartwatch or your wireless headphones or speakers or what have you. Both phones support NFC, except that it's mostly used for payment purposes. For charging, you have the versatile USB Type-C for the OnePlus 9, and you get the old school Lightning port on the iPhone 12. Out of these two ports, the USB Type-C can be used on way more different devices, such as laptops, tablets, iPads, MacBooks, Chromebooks, and all that stuff, while the Lightning is reserved for other iOS or Apple devices. For unlocking the devices, the OnePlus 9 uses a under-the-display optical fingerprint reader, while the iPhone 12 relies solely on Face ID. These phones use different ways of unlocking the device, but they're both reliable ways to open the device, so you shouldn't have any problems with these methods of unlocking. For the battery department, the OnePlus 9 has a pretty good 4,500 milliamp battery, while the iPhone 12 has a 2,815 milliamp battery. Don't let that fool you. Both of these devices will pretty much last you most of the day, if not all day. iOS really uses battery life very efficiently, and that's on paper. It doesn't look like a lot, but it will get you through the day. If you do manage to use the devices a lot and drain the battery, both of these are equipped with fast charging. The OnePlus 9 has a very quick 65 watt fast charging capability. You could charge up to 100% in half an hour, while the iPhone 12 has 20 watt fast charging, and you could charge 50% in 30 minutes. You also get fast wireless charging at 15 watts on the OnePlus 9, and you get Qi magnetic fast charging at 15 watts on the iPhone 12. It also has MagSafe. So what are my impressions of these devices going head to head? Well, their pricing is almost really close. The OnePlus 9 is a little bit cheaper than the iPhone 12. It has fast charging, super crazy fast charging. It has the Oxygen OS, which is a kind of a stock version of Android. So if you like that, that'll be very good. It has a best-in-class Snapdragon processor. It has more storage than the iPhone 12, starting at 128 gigs. It has a high refresh rate, has a bigger screen. And for the camera system, that's where the iPhone takes it from this one. The reliable iPhone camera system is just pretty top-notch and very reliable. It has a more premium feeling in the hand. It has that aluminum frame. It has the IP68 dust and water resistance. It has the 5 years of updates for the operating system. Has a best-in-class chip. And for the camera system on the selfie, I mean, you get 4K on both the front and the back. So there's a lot to like from both of these devices. It just really comes down to your preference of do you want Android or do you want iOS? Both of these would pretty much chew through any app that the respective app stores will throw at you. So these are very comparable devices, but I'm gonna have to roll with the iPhone 12 for the overall package. The OnePlus 9 is a little bit underwhelming with the camera, and it's not that much different from the previous OnePlus 8. So that's been my comparison of the OnePlus 9 and the iPhone 12. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.